you have a portable basketball hoop like the one you see here on the left and are looking to upgrade to an in-ground hoop, then stick around because we're going to show you how we went from what you see here on the left to what you see here on the right. One winter, after many years of use, our basketball hoop base shattered, like you see here. And this, unfortunately, is a very common problem with portable basketball hoops. So we decided it was time to upgrade. We bought a new hoop. Here's the picture of the new base that we had. It worked well, but only for a year. Then we had to get it replaced again because the bottom started leaking. Getting an in-ground basketball hoop installed is a very expensive and time-consuming process, and that's something we did not want to do. So instead, we decided to do some research and find a way to convert our portable basketball hoop into an in-ground basketball hoop. And we are very happy with the solution that we came up with. This is the PROBASE system. This seemed like an ideal solution for us as we wanted to clear off some space in our driveway. And by using this, we saved hundreds of dollars and we were able to do this ourselves. So here's what you get when you open the box. Everything was packaged well and it seems to be very sturdy. This is the block that you use to hammer it down. The first step is to put these two pieces together with the provided nuts and bolts. Pretty straightforward. Just make sure you get them nice and tight. And the next step is going to be taking this piece here and attaching it to the top. Just make sure that you're using the right one, the one with the smaller holes on the sides, not the wider ones, like you see here. And this is what it should look like. Now, you're ready to work outside. The first thing we did was to try to level out the spot where we were placing the hoop. Then the instructions recommend that you drive a long spike or pole. In our case, we use this long crowbar just to make sure that there's no rocks or something underneath that's preventing you from digging that deep. In our case, it went in pretty smoothly, as you can see. We just hammered it all the way down, and then we were able to pull it out. The next step is to take the provided block and put it on top of the PROBASE and hammer it down with an 8 to 10 pound hammer. Unfortunately, we were unaware that our camera died while we were doing this, and so the only video that we're able to provide here is what was captured by our security camera. As you can see here, there were many challenges. The block that you place on top did not really want to stay in place. We put tape around it and tried different things to keep it in place, but eventually it would go flying off. Towards the end, what we decided to do was take a pile of 2x6 boards and place them on top and then hammer those, giving us a bigger target, and it was a little more stable. That seemed to work fairly well for us. The next step is to connect the remaining pieces, like so. Again, it's a very simple process. Make sure at this step that you pull out a level and make sure that it is going in straight. There is some extra wiggle room, so you can shift it left to right and forward and back until it is completely level. That's going to ensure that your basketball hoop is straight. Once you're done with this step, if your basketball hoop has a straight pole that goes straight up and down, then you can go ahead and put it in there and you're good to go. In our case, we had to do some modifications. If you look in the PROBASE website, there are some instructions on how to modify your hoop if it is not one that goes straight up and down. Check out the link to those instructions in the description of this video. It's a fairly straightforward process. However, one thing that I do want to note is we first tried to make these modifications while laying the hoop on its side, like so. We did this for a while and we found it to be quite challenging. And so we decided to move it into our garage and lay it on top of our garbage cans, hoop face down, and that allowed us to do it much easier. And here we are just making the final modifications on the hoop to make sure that it is angled correctly. One thing that I will note is that this process took us probably about an hour and a half to maybe 2 hours overall. As you can see in our video, we started during the daylight, but it quickly got dark. That's not because it took us all day. Unfortunately, we had an appointment to get to, so we got started, had to stop, and then came back to it in the evening. Plan for a couple hours for this process from start to finish. And now the only thing left to do is to place the hoop inside the PROBASE. And as a manual process, it's pretty simple, as you can see here. Now you just tighten the bolts. It will take some elbow grease to turn these bolts. In fact, in our case, one of them was so tight that we did end up spraying a little bit of WD-40 just to loosen it up, and then we were able to tighten it just fine. Having a good pair of gloves is also not a bad idea for this step. And there it is. Once it's nice and tight, you can go ahead and use this like any in-ground basketball hoop. Now we've regained some space in our driveway by removing the portable base. Also, if we ever move, we can easily take the hoop down and take the PROBASE out and take it with us. I think it looks much nicer. It is just as sturdy, if not sturdier, than it used to be when it was in the portable base, and we are very happy with the results. If you want to buy a PROBASE system, follow the link in the description. Thank you very much. I hope this was helpful, and good luck.